cool drinks, homemade treats, and freshening up your favorite fall outfits. Getting the appliances you love with the Home Depot also means saving, like up to 40% on select appliances. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
There are a lot of ways to offer hope. Our way is by donating a portion of every Hyundai sold to Hyundai Hope on Wheels to help find a cure for childhood cancer, so families can come home for good. Hope is our greatest feature, and it comes standard on every Hyundai.
How do you think they make Starburst taste so juicy?
Starburst? Juice Drag equation. Super top secret mathematical formula they keep stored inside a safe, inside a vault, inside a volcano.
Oh, Juice Dradix.
Starburst, unexplainably juicy.
Get back to your original color, whatever your shade. Trust Just for Men, now with a new look. Still 5 easy minutes, save great free results. Just for Men original formula is now shampoo in color. Be the better man you are, and look the part.
When you've got hourglass damage, Safe Light can come to you, and you'll get a text when we're on our way.
Just leave your keys on the dash, and we'll replace your windshield with safe, no-contact service.
Scheduled at safelight.com.
Safe Light Repair, Safe Light Replace.
Let's go, I'm not impressed. Let's smoke, I'm out for like an empress. Bone on my bone, flesh on my flesh. Wait a second, you can't make me impress. I'm still AD, it's life after death. Roll the credits.
First Things First is sponsored by Ram Trucks, built to serve.
You know his name, Tua. Now see the inspiring story of Alabama's quarterback sensation as he fights to overcome a potential career-ending injury while chasing his destiny to the NFL. Watch Tua Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, only on Fox. Time now for stories to start your morning. Sticking with Tua, Dolphins coach Brian Flores said his rookie quarterback is healthy, but the hip injury he suffered is still, quote, part of the conversation for his Week 1 status. Nick, when do you think Tua should start?
Well, with respect to Brandon Marshall's great friend Ryan Fitzpatrick, I've got to say Week 1. Listen, it's 2020, and in this generation, you start rookie quarterbacks as early as you can. If he's healthy, he starts, I think. And so, to me, Tua's the obvious and easy choice in Week 1, Brandon.
Listen, I had 3 hip surgeries, 2 on the left, 1 on the right, a microfracture surgery on the left. This is a serious deal. Now, you can get up and running fairly fast, but your routine after is everything. Like, he has to make sure all his stabilizing muscles from his core to his hip to his thighs, his hand, like everything needs to be on. You hear Flores already talking about he's concerned. He's a little worried for him only being 10 months out of this major surgery. And I also believe that the Dolphins are trying to win, so no, he shouldn't play right now. The only time we even think about him coming in is when the Dolphins are officially out of the playoffs and Tua is actually healthy, all right? Ryan Fitzpatrick, you mentioned him, Fitzmagic. He gives the Dolphins the best opportunity to win. So for that reason, you go with him.
Wow. Big endorsement for Fitzy there. On to the Nuggets, advancing, crazy finish to Jazz Nuggets Game 7. Denver wins 80-78 to move on and face the Clippers in round 2. Nick Wright, how should Donovan Mitchell feel after Utah blew the 3-1 series lead here?
Oh, listen, he should feel it's very bittersweet, and they did blow a 3-1 lead, and he had a turnover at the very end. But he needed a great playoff series, even though they didn't win, and without Bogdanovich, they were heavy underdogs after his playoff performance last season. His rookie year, he had an unbelievable playoff run, 38 points in the closeout game against Paul George and Russell Westbrook. Last year was disappointing by his standards. I think this year, even though, Wilds, as you pointed out, he had some big mistakes, I think he's got to feel pretty damn good about how well he played overall, positioning himself for next season.
This shot is just heartbreaking. Like, the fact that he could have redeemed his turnover, where he's just sitting there and Conley brings the ball up and doesn't give it to him. I think that if he gets that ball, he makes that, Nick, and they move on, and it becomes a historic shot. I think he had a great series. Yeah, he had some little learning mistakes, but I think when we look back the career of Donovan Mitchell, we'll look at this series as a defining moment for him, Brandon.
I mean, he should be proud of himself. I mean, if anything, it should be validate. It should validate what he already feels about himself. Listen, I have so much respect for you guys. I'm starting to get in the rhythm in week 2. Now I'm learning how to prepare for a show. I'm up till like 10:30 watching this game, and I'm writing all these notes. And I'm like, man, I need Donovan Mitchell to pull this through because I had so many hot takes. And one of the things that came to mind was, wow, slow up the Luka train. Last week I talked so much about Luka, and I'm like, hot, straight out of the game. Luka's the face of the NBA. Luka's the face of the NBA. I now want to change that. Bring the Luka train back to do Donovan Mitchell.
No, he didn't. Yes. You can't do it. No, Jim, come on. Don't let him say it. Don't let him say it. Go on. Bring it. Keep that one in the oven. Keep that. Let that one back.
All right, we're gonna welcome in Michael Vick to talk some football now. Get you back on track here, Bucks. Taking on the Saints, Week 1 on Fox. Head coach Bruce Arians hoping to have Rob Gronkowski at full go for that game, saying the team will, quote, play by ear with Gronk's Week 1 snap count. Keeping in mind, if he does play that first game, it'll have been 589 days since the rugged tight end will have taken the field. Mike, what are your expectations for Gronk after taking a year off?
Oh, I do know this, spending time with Gronk last year, yes, he did fine analyst work for Fox. I can see that burning desire for him to get back to football without even asking him a question. And just talking to him, without even asking him, I knew he was coming back. I told a lot of people that Gronk was going back to play, and that's because of his burning desire to be back out on the field. Now, knowing there was going to be a match made in heaven with Tom Brady or Bruce Arians, I think that just happened to fall in place for him. But, you know, Gronk understands that he's 31 years old. You know, he's not getting any younger. You know, some tread on the tires, but still has a lot left. But he wants to maximize his opportunity. And, you know, if the hunger's still there, you know, you got to go out there and fulfill that hunger. And Gronk still loves the game of football. And he's paired back up with Tom Brady and a great offensive-minded coach in Bruce Arians who's going to put the ball in his hands. I think the pitch count is going to be very important as to his snaps. But that's something they can monitor. That's what O.J. Howard is there for. O.J.'s in a great situation, get to watch a Hall of Fame work in front of him and split snaps so that he keep Gronk healthy and happy until late in the year when it's time for him to really get out there and shine.
Mike, I'm so glad you brought up Gronk's age. Man, this guy's 31 years of age, okay? When I was 32, 33, I had some of my best years. Gronkowski is not only going to have an effective, efficient year and a big year, he can potentially play till he's 35, 36 in the right situation. And this is the perfect situation for Gronk because, one, yes, Tom Brady, they have a relationship there. But outside of that, the biggest factor is Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. Like, he's not the number one anymore. This is a situational football player. We're talking about third down, Gronk's going to dominate. We're talking about red zone, inside the 20.
I think we lost Brandon.
Oh,
You know what? The guy who snuck in snipped the internet.
Go ahead, Wes.
Mike's right. Mike's absolutely right. We got to pull the curtain back for a moment, Wise. Brandon Marshall, during the last break, he said, I think someone broke into my house, but he was very nonchalant about it. And then we heard him talking to somebody and said, hey, you're messing with my internet. You can't do that. And now I think the guy didn't listen to him. So we'll get Brandon back. Wise, I do have to ask you, though, my friend. I mean, is this, what is the hearing Mike Vick and Brandon Marshall wax poetic about what this Brady-Gronk combo is going to be? What is that doing to you emotionally? And what do you think it's going? Because I feel like you're sitting there watching, you know, not only an X move on, but thrive and it being analyzed on national television. Like about how wonderful they are positioned. And I feel like it's a really rough spot for you.
Okay, so my dad is a contractor, and he's got multiple garages full of tools. And if I want to borrow a tool, he'll say, don't mess it up. I'm like, Dad, you literally have 5 of this specific tool. He said, don't mess it up, it's mine. That's the way I feel a little bit with Bruce Arians. I'm like, Tom Brady, very fragile. Don't go beating him up like you did Big Ben and Andrew Luck and Carson Palmer. We want you up back. I want to treat Gronkowski with kid gloves, Mike. I don't want him. I want him in red zone situational. And I will throw it to you, Mike, because I heard you say something very interesting a few months ago about your relationship with Algie Crumpler. That you would kind of lean on him. I'll put words in your mouth here. It's almost like a security blanket when things were going wrong. Oh, Crump is there. Do you think there's going to be a similar situation with Tom Brady where everything is new and he looks at old reliable sitting there? He's like, I always got Gronk. And is that a good thing for Tampa Bay?
Absolutely not. From what Brandon just alluded to, having Mike Evans and Chris Godwin changes the whole dynamic of the offense. Now, Gronk becomes the third option, or he becomes the fourth option, and I don't think Tom Brady minds that at all because the ball is going to go down the yard to Mike Evans and Godwin continuously throughout the season, and it's going to be fun to watch. It's great to see Gronk in a position where he doesn't have to be the focal point and where he can take the back seat and kind of do his job and let things happen naturally. And Bruce Arians has to be one of the happiest coaches in the league. This is just the greatest opportunity that you can ever fall in, getting Tom Brady, getting Gronk, along with the team that's been assembled already. It's just going to be magic this season for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I think starting week 1.
Brandon, I want to ask you, Michael Vick said Tom Brady wouldn't mind that if Gronk is not his number 1 guy. Would Gronk mind that? Gronk has had one mindset his whole career. He's the guy. He's Brady's top target. Do you think he has to make an adjustment coming in, not being the guy, when you got guys like Evans and Godwin ahead of him?
No, he's a smart guy. He understands what he's walking into. It reminds me of the transition from the Jets to the Giants. That was the first thing I was thinking about. Everybody looked at me like I was crazy, and everybody asked that question. Well, can Brandon transition to the number 2? And in my head, I thought I was actually going to have a big year because Odell was the number 1 receiver, and we also had Sterling Shepard in the slot. So what did that tell me? That they're going to have to roll coverage to Odell. They're going to double team him. So that leaves me one-on-one with the number 2, number 3 cornerback. We didn't take advantage of it. We had a lot of struggles, but that's the mentality. Like, Gronk is 31. If he wants to extend his career, not only play well this year, but well into his 30s, then he's going to embrace this role because it's the perfect role for him. Why play 70 snaps and have 700 yards when you can play 30 and have 700 yards? It makes the most sense to me.
So, just quickly, though, and this is the concern for the Bucs, that I feel at least, and it doesn't seem like anyone else on the show does though. What happened with what was going to be a great situation with the Giants, with you, Brandon, aside from some injury to your fellow receivers? It's that the once great quarterback got really old really fast. And when you guys break down the Tampa Bay Bucs, like when you break down the Tampa Bay Bucs, it is true. They have amazing weapons. Like Mike Evans, I don't think he's the best receiver in football, but he is the most physically imposing. Yeah, go ahead.
Nick, here's the thing. Here's the thing. This is why it didn't work. I'm 6'5", 230. Mike Evans is 6'5", 230 as well. You don't have to get cute. Mike, you know this. Just drop back one-on-one, throw it up. Like, Tom Brady can at least do that. If we're saying, okay, let's say he's old. Let's say he can only throw 50 yards down the field. He can't throw past that, a yard past that. It doesn't matter. One-on-one, go to your guy. Just throw it to him. His range is ridiculous. His radius, his catch radius is out of this world. Just throw it anywhere in his area.
That's totally fair.
Fine.
That's totally fair. And he's never... Go ahead, Mike. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry to cut you off, Nick, but I'm thinking about, the defensive side of the ball for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is going to make the offensive side even better. They're going to have more opportunities. I was naive to the fact that Todd Bowles is the defensive coordinator, and I've been around Todd Bowles, and I know his resume and what he can do, and Bruce Arians knows that as well. So that's going to bring more opportunity for the offense because the deep.
We are live. Hello and welcome to a very special edition of the Road Tech Show early this week on September 1st, 2020. I'm Tech and this is
Road.
And this is the RTX 30 Series Ampere launch. Woo! And the crowd goes wild. This is interesting because spoiler alert and TLDR, this is better than the 20 series launch. Straight up. So if you came here wanting to know, is this going to be more interesting, a larger performance jump, and a better deal than the 20 series? Yes. This is kind of like the 10 series. The 10 series upgrade over the 900 series, where the 900 was not a huge upgrade over the 700. It was, but it wasn't, oh my god, must buy one immediately. But the 10 series was a big upgrade over the 9 series. And in fact, Jensen even mentioned right here in the video. In fact, it was kind of both a send up of the 10 series and a send out of the 20 series when he said, to all of my friends who are rocking the 10 series Pascal cards, it is time to upgrade. This is what you've been waiting for. Yes, we know the 20 series was a little underwhelming, but you've come to the right place. Oh boy, do we have a lot to talk about. There are links in the video description. The full NVIDIA live stream is down there if you wish to watch the entire thing. It is 40 minutes long. I actually watched it and wrote up a 1,100-word script with notes, and I put some thought in what I wanted to say. I'm going to be filming a video tonight that we'll have edited and published later this week. It'll be more of a easy-to-watch video over the next couple of weeks versus a live stream. This is to hang out with you guys because we love our live audience, don't we? We do. We love you guys. We love hanging out. We love watching you chat and interacting. So for anybody watching this right now, looking at chat here, who go, oh, Jensen's Leather Jacket is here. I see you in the chat. Welcome. Jensen's Leather Jacket gets 2 gold stars. Take Hero says Moore's Law is dead, needs a Snickers. Law's Moore is dead. Oh, so somebody reversed the name and took that, huh? Well, you know what? We all need a Snickers sometimes, don't we?
Or a Kit Kat.
Or give me a break. Okay, let's not do that. This is too serious. RTX 30 series, more ray tracing. RTX 3070, 3080, and 3090. Let's get the news out of the way right up front, shall we? Actually, no, hang on. We could do something. We have to run our intro. And let's make sure we've got that there so we can give. Are those recent? I thought it was back. Huh, weird. Okay. Well,
we can still do them.
We'll do those in just a minute. Let's just get something right out of the way. The RTX 3080 and 3090 are launching September 17th. Pre-orders are not open yet.
No.
Now, some people are going to say, should I pre-order or should I wait for reviews? As a general rule, you should wait for reviews. On the other hand, the odds are if you don't buy the first 5 minutes that are available come September 17th, they will be out of stock.
And then we don't know exactly when Navi's coming, Big Navi.
There's that.
And then Intel is next year, so...
Yeah, it depends on what you have.
It depends.
Because, well, we'll talk about whether or not you should upgrade later. Now, obviously, we cannot discuss specific benchmarks. We can't... All we can talk about is what was in today's live stream. But I'll give you some pointers as to what I think you should do going forward. How's that? The 3090 is the renamed Titan card. Let's just get this right out of the way right up front. The RTX 3090 is just the refreshed RTX Titan.
Yes.
It has 24 gigabytes of GDDR6X. It is going to be the fastest everything card. The reason why they renamed it, and Jensen said so right in the live stream, the Titan cards previously were a limited edition card that they only sold directly. You couldn't get them from Madden board partners. And they expected them just to sort of be a Halo product, a limited edition thing they'd make a few of, and would be no big deal. The demand was heavy. And so the RTX 3090 is a GeForce named numbered card meant to be sold at retail, meant to be sold through Newegg and Amazon, and of course, obviously, if you're in foreign countries, you'll have your own local retailers. They're meant to be sold by add-in board partners. It's meant to be a normal card, but it's configured and priced as if it were a Titan. 99% of you should not buy a 3090. It is not the deal. It has a market. It has a place. To people who want to run modded games with half a terabyte of mods installed. There are people who literally install 100 mods in Skyrim and Fallout 4 and or people who like play Microsoft Flight Simulator, and the new Flight Simulator 2020 isn't enough, and they want to download every upcoming mod on Earth and put everything in it and make it max ultra 4K ultra detail. Guess what? Congratulations, you're buying an RTX 3090. For everyone else, it's a 3080. Because the 3080 is how much?
$700.
$700.
Maybe.
Well, $699.
Well, yeah, but
That's what the Founders Edition is going to cost.
yeah, the expensive one.
You lost me.
I think it'll be 700. I think it'll be more.
But you'll be able to buy it directly from NVIDIA for $700. It's on their website.
It is.
Now, it'll sell out, but if you grab it, they'll sell the Founders for $699. Now, they add it in and make it max ultra 4K ultra detail. Guess what? Congratulations, you're buying an RTX 3090. For everyone else, it's a 3080. Because the 3080 is how much?
$700.
$700.
Maybe.
Well, $699.
Well, yeah, but
That's what the Founders Edition is. Because the 3080 is how much? 100 mods in Skyrim and Fallout 4 and or people who like play Microsoft Flight Simulator, and the new Flight Simulator 2020 isn't enough.
Shit.